So if content is one of the most important parts, if not the most important part of your website, then how do you go about writing content that engages people and draws them into your site and makes them want to do business with you? I mean, that's the ultimate goal of any content you have on your website, is to engage the user and to either develop a sales lead or a direct sale, or somehow begin a relationship with that person that's on your website. So I think one of the best ways to get a handle on how to write content is by looking at an example of content from a website, from a former client of ours, and then showing you how this content can be written for the web. So here's the original content. This is what it looked like. It's interesting to note right off the bat that this is a block of text without a header that you want to avoid as much as possible. If you're going to have a block of text like this, then have a header on it so that can help people understand if this is something they need to dive into and read. But anyway, you can read through this. I'm not going to read it word for word, but you can see that there's quite a bit of words in here that really don't get to the bottom line. So let's look at how we could write this paragraph if it was written for the web. Here's what it would look like. Bullet points that are direct. Serving retailers, wholesalers, and suppliers in general merchandise and health and beauty wellness. Now, this whole idea of general merchandise, health and beauty wellness is a trade association type phrase, so people on the site would understand that. But they need to know that the key thing here is that they serve these folks, that they're serving these retailers and wholesalers. And the second bullet item is the concept that they're helping them grow. So this is a direct benefit, and they help them grow by bringing people together and uniting members. They enrich their thinking through education and training, which once again, that's another benefit. And then the final key benefit here is that they get insights and other resources that can help them run their business. So basically, without adding any additional words, all I've done is taken this paragraph and written it for the web. So it says the exact same thing, but it's much more direct and much more easy to scan, which is what website users do, is they scan content. Let's take a look at another example. Here's the original content. Business building events and opportunities. So you can see, once again, there's a lot of additional words in here. It's a block of text with no header, but let's make it straight to the point. On the web, this is what this content needs to say. Meet key decision makers, use technology to make it easy, and get great ideas from our wealth of knowledge. So once again, what was all of these phrases and terms can be bulleted down to just 3 key areas. And it gets much more direct, much more scannable, and easier for the web user. So during this video presentation, pause it and take time to read the phrases and the paragraphs to see how they've been rewritten. Let's look at a third example. So here's a longer block of text. Once again, what is this text trying to say? And perhaps a better header might work. Consumer and business insights just doesn't really work. Maybe this is a little bit more to the point. Knowledge is power, and our vast resources will give you an edge. That is really what this paragraph is saying. And you can always do things like, knowledge is power, and our vast resources will give you an edge. Click here to learn more, that sort of thing. But we would just want to stress that when writing content for the web, keep it simple, keep it direct, use as few words as possible. And then, if you want to add click here to learn more, or click here for an in-depth article or a white paper, then you can go through and be as wordy as you want and have that information there. But on the cover pages, on the intro pages for the web, you need to keep it brief, as I've shown you in these 3 examples. But I do want to touch on briefly writing articles for the web. And this is the idea of having on your website and in your email newsletters content, value-added content that people can read or scan and get information from. And there's some rules of thumb here that we've come up with over the years to make this really effective. One is keep your articles to about 600 words or less. If you're going to go more than 600 words, then you've got more than one article there, or you've got the beginnings of a white paper or something that's a little bit more formal. Make sure the content's value added. You're going to either help people do their jobs better, or you're going to somehow enhance the quality of their life. That's what the content needs to do. And you don't want to use self-serving content here. This is content that should be about helping your customers and your prospects. Use brief blocks of text, maybe 3 or 4 sentences at the most, and it's very critical that each of these blocks of text have a very clear and direct header that people can scan to see if they want to either read further and read that block of text or skip to the next one. And then finally, make sure you include a send to friend link so that this content can be distributed around the internet. Content is like the oxygen of the web. Without it, the web can't be sustained. And the nice thing about what's happening online is that content can be distributed so easily, and value-added content will be distributed. So it's your challenge then to come up with content that's scannable, that's value-added, and to make it very easy for people to distribute it amongst their friends' email, other websites, and even post it to their various websites that they work with. So that kind of wraps it up for content and taglines. In our next video, we're going to take a closer look at getting market research and user feedback to improve design and development.